Good evening, everyone. So I'm Jovi Marie, and I have founder Dolores King, Living Through the Lenz. And we do apologize. We had some technical difficulties. I know we normally start at 6:30, and we've been coming on a little bit later than that. But we'll be coming on starting at 6:45 next Thursday. I do have the disclaimer and the trigger warnings I'll be talking about right now. This life is based on a personal experience. We are not medical professionals, and the content shared is not medical advice. Please talk to your doctor for any medical concerns. The trigger warnings. This live may include emotional topics like breast cancer, trauma, and loss. Please take care of yourself and step away if needed. And tonight we have founder Dolores King with special guest Courtney King, and they're going to be talking a little bit about caregiving. And Dolores will take it away. This is your platform.
Oh, well, thank you, Jovi. Hey, everybody. This is Dolores again. And I apologize for those days that we were out. I know we was out a long time, but I had some family issues. I had a death in the family. I did some traveling, but we're back. So thank you guys for tuning in. First of all, I'm so excited to be back, and I'm excited because I have my daughter here. My daughter was my caregiver. Last time we met and spoke, I talked about caregiving and how most caregivers are, or some caregivers are treated, by the breast cancer survivor. And most of us think because we are the survivor going through it, we don't look at the other people that support us in this role. So my daughter is in town. She came in for Brother's Memorial, and I thought it would be a good time to sit down and talk with her so we can catch up and do some things. So today, I just want her to talk about her story, what she went through from her perspective. I think that's very important. I know we have a lot of caregivers out there that's taking care of loved ones, and sometimes we don't hear their voice. We think it's all about us. God gave us this task, and we're going to get through it, but He gave her a task as well, and she have to get through her task. So we need to work together. I know some people is diagnosed with breast cancer, and they are so mean for no reason with whoever they come in contact with. Well, we need to take care of our caregivers because they're the ones that support and take care of us. So, without further ado, I want to let my daughter, her name is Courtney. She is my daughter, my caregiver, and my heart. I want her to kind of talk to you guys. I have a couple of questions that I want to ask her as well. So I want to make this kind of like an intimate setting with me and my daughter, just having a conversation. Feel free if you have any questions or comments or concerns that you want us to know. The live is being monitored, and Joey will let me know if there's any questions or if I can answer any, or if my daughter can answer any questions, whatever the case may be. So just sit back, listen, and I hope you get something from this. Okay? Again, we're not medical professionals. This is purely on experience. My experience as a survivor and her experience as a caregiver. So I'm going to let her speak. Courtney?
Uh, Hi, everybody. The being a caregiver, especially for how to say that, being a caregiver of someone with breast cancer, is not easy. Some days are harder than others. But there were a lot of silver linings. We had a lot of fun too. And some hysterical moments, some sad moments. It's kind of a
Mixed
mix.
bag.
It's a mixed bag. Every day is different. Some days we're up, we're moving around, and everything's fine. And then, other days it's not that easy, and we got to make bargains.
Okay, could you please kind of introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and why you're here? Who you
Okay.
are, what you do.
um. Well, I am. Well, we already told her my name. I'm her caregiver. I'm also the caregiver for my father. or at least I was. And I do a lot of different things. I have an associate's in IT. I have a bachelor's in business. I started my own business, Misfit Publishing. Am also, I do a lot in administrative work. I like to help people. Um, so when I came into town and my mom is like, "Hey, I want to sit down and we should have a conversation," I'm all in.
Okay. Now, I need to know from you, what did you learn about yourself going through this experience with me?
Resilience and a lot of it. Um, just because at the time when my mother was diagnosed, I was going through my divorce, and then dad had heart surgery. So trying to, as an only child, it's difficult. Thankfully, my parents lived 2 blocks away from each other, so it was easy, easy to get to where I needed to get to. But it was a lot of just understanding how tough you can be when you don't have a choice.
So again, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about the caregiving experience and yourself going through this,
That's what I
especially
learned.
with your loved one?
That's what I learned. I learned how tough I can be
Okay.
when I need to.
Okay.
Especially because, some days aren't your best days.
Yeah.
And you need somebody to be strong for you, to kind of stand in the gap, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
for you. And I had to, even if I'm having a hard day or I was having my own issues, I had to rise to the occasion. Because
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Somebody give me some water, please. I'm sorry. Courtney, I want to know from you, how did those responsibilities affect your daily life or your routine?
um, initially, it was all encompassing. There was, because of the care that you needed and because I don't trust anybody with my mother. Um, because I don't trust anybody with my mother, it was a constant, okay, no, I have to find other things to do. So I had to find an income that was more flexible, which was more of driving for Lyft and Uber, or um, kind of odds and ends types of jobs, a lot of temp work, so that I could be there when she needed me to be.
Okay, I want to add to that because it was more than that. Uh, when I was diagnosed, and while she's here, I've been telling her, apologizing to her for not telling her about my diagnosis when it happened. Sorry about this, guys, but I had to respect her space. When I told my daughter that I had breast cancer, we both worked at the same place. And I was passing her in the hallway. I saw her, but I didn't know what to say. Sometimes when we go through this, we feel like we did something to put ourselves in this predicament. But I couldn't figure out what that was and why I was going through this. So when I saw her in the hallway, I just passed her and said, "Oh, yeah, the test came back and I have cancer." And I went to my office and I sat down and I thought about it. And I know that was cruel. I want you to talk to them about how you felt when that incident happened.
Initially, I was,
Look up.
I was thinking. Um, initially, I was shocked, really. It was one of those things of, wait, what did she just say? And then when it finally registered, I didn't even finish work that day. I went to my boss, I told them I needed to leave, and I don't think I came back. Actually, I resigned a week later. Um, because I just couldn't. I found myself being upset, but it wasn't that I was upset with you. I was upset with, like, okay, she's one of the healthiest people I know. How? Why? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And so In my anger, I isolated. So it gave the appearance that I was upset with her. I wasn't upset with my mother at all, really. Like, she didn't wake up and say, "Hey, this is, the task I'm going to want to do today." It was more of just being upset at the situation. Um and at the same time being scared because you don't know what the outcome is, or even if you're tough enough or strong enough to stand it. Um and then your first surgery came up, and it was like all bets were off at that point.
Okay, now I want to explain this too because she's leaving out a lot of the story.
Am I?
It's okay though. It's okay. And I know for me, it was tough for me, so I know it was tough for her because I'm her mother.
Yeah.
But what she didn't say, she was angry. She was very angry. I didn't know she was angry with me. Again, when I say you have to respect her space. So I think she went like 30 days, maybe a month or so before she even could come and talk to me.
Yeah.
But when she came to me, like she said, all bets was off.
Mhm.
She was in. She was in it for the long haul. And while I'm talking about my daughter, she also have a friend that stood in the wings with me, and her name is Avery. These two women,
Breathe. Breathe. It's okay.
I'm sorry, but these two women still stood with me. They were there for me 24/7. That's what caregiving is all about. And I felt so bad because I didn't tell my daughter. And some of us don't have caregivers or loved ones that's willing to stand in the balance for their loved ones, or even they don't even know how to handle it. But these two women stood there. They were there for me 24/7. There was nothing I didn't want. I was mean to them on days too, but I don't ever recall being to the point where, it was just unbearable. I was mad at the situation and what I was going through. And I know many people say they don't ask the question why. My question was, why am I going through this? And I'd say that all the time. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that goes through situations like this. But these two women stepped in. They were both caregivers. They would take me to the doctor. They sit with me through my treatment. Like she said, we had a lot of veg out nights, is what I call it. They go to the store, get the snacks. We come in and we just sit and watch TV and whatever I felt like I wanted to do, they were in. When I talk about caregiving and listening, I found out for me, in my experience, listening means everything. Sometimes, again, I spoke about this last week, when you're talking to a breast cancer survivor, caregiver, whatever the case may be, and there's a long pause, you hear a pause in conversation, and somebody have to step in and say something. Sometimes silence is golden. You don't need to step in and say anything. Just have that moment. As long as she was here and Avery was here, I was okay. I was upset when they left me, or they'll put me to sleep, or come on, mom, go lay down, or those were some hard times for me. As long as they was around me, I was okay. But when they wasn't around me, I wasn't okay. And that's what caregiving is about. People that stands in the balance for you, that speaks for you, that advocates for you, because you can't do it yourself. My daughter changed me. She bathed me if she had to. I had these tubes on the side of me. They had to be drained every day.
Every couple of hours.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even look at myself. So my daughter stepped in. She had to step in because it had to be done. Well,
And I
she
don't
didn't
trust
have
them.
to step in, but she did.
I did. I had to step in because I don't trust people to. I'm a firm believer no one can take care of my parents like I can take care of my parents. So if there's something that I can do, like, okay, you did the hard part. You showed up for the surgery. That was the hard part. We got you there. Now, after that, okay, whatever I need to do to help you with the recovery. If it's bargaining with you, okay, you don't want to eat. Can you drink and insure? Can we can we do that?
Yeah.
Like the doctor says, all right, well, we need you to monitor the fluid, color, and amount. Okay, we had a whole chart set up in your room for your medicine, for the fluid, whatever needed to be done. If it's something I can do, it's no questions asked. I think the strangest thing was when other people would see what I was doing and say, "Oh, you're such a good daughter," and it's like, well, where else would I be?
Yeah.
I owe who I am to you. Where else would I be? That that was always my question. I mean, what else? What else would I be doing?
Yeah. So that just, caregiving, I think we take our caregivers for granted. They have families. My daughter had to quit a job because she had to be with me 24/7.
Mm-hmm. Oh
She
yeah.
had to pause her education. She did a lot. And we take these things for granted. And we have to remember they are people just like we are. We're the ones going through it, but they're standing in the wings with you. Just like you hurt, they hurt. And don't ever forget that. If you have somebody standing for you that's helping you through, especially any illness, whether it be breast cancer, it could be anything. I mean, be kind to them. Show them some appreciation sometimes. Say thank you. We look back like it was something they were supposed to do. And I'm here to tell you, because they're family, they don't supposed to do that. And they don't have to do that. And some of them won't do that. So just remember that. And I know I'm not the only one out here like that. I know that. So if you guys have any questions or comments, or you have questions for my daughter about the things she's been through, please don't hesitate to send Jovi a message and let get it out here so we can get you some answers. But I do want to also talk about, what advice would you give a daughter or a loved one that's standing in the wings for their parents or their children? What would you tell them?
Just be there. That's really all that's required. Everything else, if you truly caring about the person that you're caring for, all of that comes naturally. It's really just the hardest part, at least for me, was showing up.
Mhm.
Because you know how much I hate hospitals.
Mhm.
Hospitals scare me to pieces.
Mhm.
So it was okay, Courtney, you have to be here. You can't run. You gotta be here. It's getting past the awkward part of just showing up. Because once you there, like even before your surgeries, there was nothing really that I needed to do except be there and hold your hand. And then
Yeah.
be there when you wake up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that means so much. I couldn't imagine me going through this journey alone or by myself, because my pride or whatever it was that was stopping me from telling people that I was going through this.
Yeah.
Guys, if you out there
Letting.
going through anything, please tell somebody what you're going through. I lost a good friend to cancer. He had lung cancer, and I begged him to tell his family. He wouldn't tell his family, and he died alone. And I felt so bad because there was nothing anybody can do. But he was so adamant about, no, I don't want anybody to know. And we're living this today. We need to start conversation. Let's talk about what's going on out here. It's a lot going on, and we don't want to talk about it. Maybe it's your pride. Every time you talk to me, you see me on the live, I'm going to stress this because it's important. We have to talk about this. But I must give our community credit because we are starting to talk. I see people in the street and they walk up to me and they just start talking. And it makes me smile because you should talk about it. But not only talk about it to me, I'm a stranger, talk about it to your family. Now, if your family refuse that and they don't want to be there, then that's not you. That's on them. But what I found out in this life, everybody gets a turn. Everybody. Nobody is exempt from this process. And if it doesn't get you in the illness, it's going to get you in some other way. So just be kind and remember that everybody gets a turn. But Courtney, I have one more question for you. If you could sum up your experience in one word, what would it be and why?
Ooh, one word.
In one word, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
I'll take your time. We got time. Take your
I'm
time.
sorry. One word. I would say emotional. The entire experience was emotional. One word is a hard one. That's a hard thing to do.
Okay. So just explain them. Give us, just explain, sum it up. If you just give me a summary of what you've been through, what you felt, give me a summary, some of the challenges. Give me a summary.
It was difficult. It was almost like finding out that Superman bleeds. You know what I mean? Like, you are one of the toughest people I know. Like, so when you got diagnosed and then the surgery and then chemo and radiation was really hard
Mm-hmm.
because every day, every time we had to go to radiation, I knew you were going to come back crying, in pain, nauseous. It was going to be a thing. Um, I think, though, the experience as a whole, it definitely brought us closer.
It did. Yes, it did.
Because to me, it made you more human.
Yes.
Because my mom is a tough cookie, and she's done so many things that she almost appears to be a superhero, and so, at least to me, right? um, but then this happened, and now all of a sudden you're human, and you cry, and we have real, actual conversations about all types of things. And then it was, the struggle with your body image. And because I've always been kind of a plus size girl, it was, I've always kind of had that issue. But then by the time I became an adult, it was like, no, this is it, right? So it was interesting to become the protector for you
Right.
in that aspect, even when it was, I have to protect you from you.
Right.
Like, it was, that was a different one. I wasn't prepared for that one initially.
Mm-hmm.
But matter of fact, I can tell you when it started. It started that day. Well, this is a quick one, I promise. But it started the day after your first surgery.
Mm-hmm.
When you woke up and you came to me and said, "Did anybody call?"
Mm-hmm.
That was the hardest answer I've ever had to
Yeah.
give.
Yeah. I was just looking for family to call, somebody to say, and it's not like my daughter wasn't enough. Let me say that, because some people would say, well, your daughter was there. Why you
Yeah,
know?
but we come from a very big family.
Yeah, we have a
You,
huge family. And so I was looking for somebody to show some concern, but nobody showed any concern. There was not a call. Uh,
that's when we became an island.
it's just difficult to talk about because we're all getting older and we need each other. And family, to me, family is everything. I joined the service at 17 years old. So when I got home, family to me was everything, and I've stayed in the wings for many. It's just hard to talk about. So I just want you guys to see the good parts of me and bad parts of me. I am nowhere near perfect. I cry. I think I didn't tell my daughter about my experience because I didn't want her to look at me as weak. I am nowhere near a weak person, but I had this image. You're supposed to be the matriarch of this family. I mean, get it together, Dee. It's going to be okay. So I go try to get through the surgery so I can come out thinking I'm going to come out the same, or I'm get back to my regular life. You couldn't wait to get past this stuff so you can get back to living. But it wasn't like that because I got past the surgery. Then I dealt with the physical. Then I had to deal with the emotional. I had to deal with the spiritual. So this is an ongoing journey. And even to this day, my daughter does not live here in Chicago. but I will call her if I'm having a bad day. If I just need to cry, I do that. So wherever you are in your journey, it's okay. And whatever you feel like you need to do in your journey, it's okay. We didn't do anything to put us in this situation. I keep calling it a situation. It has a lot of meaning for me. I don't know what it means to you, but I didn't do anything to get here. So why am I ashamed to tell my daughter, I why am I ashamed to say, hey, Courtney,
Just
I got cancer?
it feels like a failure, even though it's not. It's not. We all know it wasn't your fault, or any you all watching, or even other survivors. It's never. It's not something you would pick. But when it happens, you feel like you somehow failed at life, and this is the penance
I just really
for
didn't want you
that.
to see me in that light, Courtney. And I think that's where the embarrassment came in for me. I was just embarrassed. And speaking of embarrassment, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need to say this. As I was out for those last 2 or 3 weeks, I learned a lot about myself. I went to Cancun, uh, had to shoot a wedding there. It was beautiful, but I learned so much about myself. And even though I'm 11 years in, I'm still learning about me. So when I start thinking stuff, I'm thinking, man, I wonder where Courtney is right now. How she feel about this? How she feel about her mom? Does she look at me different? You got all of these questions. But what I learned about myself on that trip, I met a young lady. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her cancer was so rare, when she was diagnosed, they gave her 6 months to live. But when I saw this lady on the beach, she had her swimsuit on. It was a two-piece. It wasn't a cover-up. She was not covered. She had this port in her chest. I wear a port as well. But her port was just huge. It just protruded out of her chest. And I'm thinking, look at her. Just look at her. I found myself, I'm covered. You thought I was at church and I was on the beach. I mean, and I'm thinking, D, why are you what's going on? I thought I was past some stuff. I guess I'm telling you guys this story because sometimes we think we are past some stuff and we're not. You are not. I'm past it in the situation of where I live. But when I start to travel and see other people doing other things, I'm like, D, are you really living? Are you really living? So I still have a lot to learn about myself. But whatever you at, wherever you're at in your journey, I can't stress that enough. It's okay. It's really okay. And I want to stress again, we're not medical professionals, so don't take anything we say and take it to your doctor. Oh, this lady was on the live and she said, no, I'm not a medical professional.
Please
Like I
don't.
said earlier, I am an 11-year in breast cancer survivor. I think, no, I don't think, I know I have a lot to say with my experience and everything I've been through, and I'm still living it. Today, I still go through issues. And for those of you that prayed for me on my tests, I think the last time we spoke, I was mentioning my tests.
Yes,
I
you.
want to say thank you so much. Everything is fine. I'm great. Just thank you for keeping me. Just keeping me and praying for me, keeping me in your prayers and everything else. But Jovi, did you have anything or did you get any questions that came in?
Well, I have a personal question to Courtney. I know you said that you were like a protector for your mom
Yes.
for herself. So can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because a lot of people don't won't understand that unless you.
What I mean is sometimes, like when my mom first got a glimpse of herself, we were supposed to be going to a barbecue at another family member's house. And when she first got a glimpse of herself, she immediately was, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm, she was upset. She was crying. And I could see the negative thoughts of, oh my God, I'm hideous or whatever,
People are staring at me and
crossing
everybody
her
watching
mind.
me. Yeah.
And me and my mother have a very real conversation type of relationship. And I just looked at her and said, Ma, if anybody looking that close, they need to take you to dinner. She looked at me and she started laughing. And then it was a matter of trying to figure out a way to get her dressed, but also her be comfortable. And because at the time she had drainage tubes. So what we figured out was a simple white t shirt, and she had some palazzo pants.
Yeah, baggy clothes.
And so we took her drainage tubes, hooked them on big safety pins, like sat them in the middle, and then pinned them to her pants. So nobody could see her tubes, but she felt covered and comfortable and was able to go out and start to live. Like, yes, this is happening. And no, it's not fun, but
And
there's
not
a way to
pretty.
get through it. And the only way to do that, you're going to have to get out of the house. You got to start looking at things through a different lens, so to speak.
Yes.
And then she picked up her camera and it was, all right, Mom, I'm going to take you to the places I go to.
Yeah.
We went to Ping Tong Park.
We've been
Driven all over the city. She has had me stop on bridges
Yeah.
to take photos, but I was more on, if it gets her happy, it gets her out of the house, it gets her back to living. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. We gonna do that. So on her bad days, even when I moved out, on her bad days, I pick her up. Okay, we
Mhm.
going out. Get your camera. Come on, we going out.
Yeah. But Joey, I just can't even express to you. Uh, Sometimes somehow I just can't find the words, and you know I talk a lot, but right now I'm just lost for words because it meant so much, and it's the little things that mean the most. You know what I'm saying? And people, well, she didn't do nothing but do this, but if she hadn't have done that, do you see what I'm saying? And so we take so much for granted. Our caregivers, they are treated so bad sometimes. I mean, and they should be shown some appreciation. But unfortunately, some of us can't do that, or they're not capable, or don't want to, or whatever the case may be. Go ahead, Claire.
I just want to say for the caregivers,
Mhm.
even if you're caring for someone who doesn't have breast cancer, um, they may get upset with you. Because even before you, I was taking care of Dad, and my dad would get upset with me, and he may put me out. And I'm show up at his house the next day, and we're gonna go to the doctor, and it's gonna be fine. Um, it's you have to understand that they're not upset with you,
Don't take it.
but because you are the closest person to them, you're going to catch the brunt of it. Now, does that make it right? No, but I believe understanding is the key to life. When you understand what people are going through and where they are,
Know how to move.
you then know where to put your emotions. And sometimes that's going to be on the back burner. As a caregiver, that's just a part of the job. Some days I was exhausted, but Mom didn't feel well. She needed to go to the emergency room. Okay, we getting up. I'm not even doing my hair. I may have brushed my teeth. I don't remember, but I got her together. I got my coffee. Avery got her pillows and her blankets, and we're taking her to the doctor's office. Now we'll deal with our issues later. um, so it's. I just wanted to say that to say that yes, some days you may not be treated the way you would like to be, but it's not you, it's the situation. And watching you go through it, it's a lot of emotions in the middle.
But
And you just have to, put your
buckle up to get it.
exactly, put your big girl pants on and sift through some stuff.
But I just wanted to say this too, backboning off of what she said. Even though that's true, when sometimes their emotion is on the back burner, I mean, just respect them.
Yes.
Give them their space when their space is needed. I know she was there for me. And thank God Abe was there for her. She needed somebody for her, just like I needed somebody for me. And most caregivers don't have that. They're just out here trying to make a living, doing what they do, and they take this stuff home with them. Now they're emotionally distraught. Because when I worked at a long term facility, and you get attached to people. And so the young man I was working with, I went to work one day, he had passed, and didn't nobody know how to tell me that he had passed. I would go and comb his hair every day. He had this long white hair. I comb his hair and braid it. But when I went to talk to him, his bed was empty. I'm like, okay, so where's John? Oh, he died last night. That's hard. So you need somebody to lean on, just like the survivor. Like I said, we think it's all about us, but they go through it. And most of the time, we're not their only patient. You know, they have other people they care for. When they go home, they got to care for their families. They come to work, they care for me. You know, it's just, it's a lot. So just be respectful. We're going to sum this up in a minute, you guys. Courtney has one more
I
thing to
just
say.
thought about the question you asked about advice.
Mm-hmm.
Another tidbit is I would always suggest giving yourself
Grace.
grace.
Yes.
Because some days you're not going to get it right. As a caregiver, some days you're not going to get it right. But give yourself grace. And if you do have, we all have those emotional days. And I know for me, my giving myself grace was when I put you to bed, I had 20, 30 minutes to myself. That was having a cup of tea, just sitting. If I wanted to cry, I cried. If I wanted to yell, I yelled. Whatever I needed to do, I would carve out at least that much time to do it. And knowing when to step away. Like some days, my mom would be having a rough day. And because I'd already dealt with my dad, I couldn't. Luckily, I had somebody to
Just
be
step
my
in.
backup
That's
and
right.
say, hey, Courtney, I got it.
Yeah.
You go take a minute.
Yeah.
Some people I get don't have that.
Yeah.
So for those people especially, give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Someday you may have said something that you didn't mean to say, or you might have forgot, or you showed up late, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Give yourself
Grace.
grace.
And wherever you at, it's okay. That's it, wherever you at. So I just wanted to take the time today to have my daughter come on and talk to the caregivers out there to let you know that somebody understands and you're not the only one walking this walk. So when you need time, just like the survivor, take the time you need. Just take the time you need. And I know it's difficult for some of us, especially when you don't have somebody to stand with you or for you when you're not there. And thank God we did.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. Again, we're constantly checking the live. So if there's any questions or you have a comment or if you just want to tell a tidbit of your story, do that. Just send it to us. We're open. We need to hear this. We want to start a conversation. So thank all of you guys for tuning in with me or with us. And thanks to my daughter that took the time to be here for me to do this. I was so excited today. I got up singing. And I
really
barely, rarely get up singing. Trust me. But anyway, thank you guys. I love you. We'll see you next week. Next week, I'll probably be on this live by myself. I was just informed that Joey may be out of town. It's okay.
Oh, it's
We got
fine.
this. We got this. So thank you guys. I have nothing else to say this evening, but I do have a lot to say. So, okay. All right. Let me stop. Okay, guys. You guys take care. I love you. And I'll see you next week. I'll be a loner. I'll be out here by myself, but we're going to get it done. So,
Call me either if you want.
thank you. Have a
Bye,
Thank
good night,
guys.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
That was